Hello everyone, welcome back to the Science Family. Today you are going to correct National Examination of Physics Senior 3 done on 2023-2025. Stay until the end because I'm going to correct step by step and with clear explanation. Let's start. This paper containing three section. Section A, this section is compulsory. Section B, attempt any three questions. Section C, this section is compulsory. Let's start by section A, attempt all questions. Question 1. Complete each of the following sentence using appropriate term from box. You may use any keyword ons or not at all. We have magnetized, magnetic field, demagnetized, and magnetic pole. A dash dash is a region at each end of magnet where magnetic field is strong. What do you think? What is the best term you put here? The best term we put here is this one, magnetic pole. Magnetic pole is the region at each end of magnet where magnetic field are strong. B. Area around magnet in which it can exist a magnetic force is called, what do you think? The correct terms we put here is this one, magnetic field. Magnetic field is the space around a magnet where it exists magnetic force. C. At around 18 degrees Celsius, a magnet will become dash dash permanently if exposed to this temperature for a period. The best term we put here is this one, demagnetized. Demagnetized is the method used or is to removing the magnetic property in material. This at around 18 degrees Celsius is one method used by heating magnet in order to remove the magnetic material in any material. That is why demagnetized is the best term we put here. Question 2. Identify the answer choice that best completes the statement or answer the question. A. The communication channel refers to, what do you think? The best answer is I3, the medium through which message is transmitted, because communication channel is used to carry information. B. Which of the following cables transmit signal in form of light? What do you think? The correct answer is this one, I2, fiber optical cable, because optical fiber transmits signal using light. C. The following figure 1 represent amplifier circuit. This is amplifier circuit. This is potential difference input, capacitor input, resistance 1, resistance 2, base, emitter, capacitor. This is capacitor output. This is potential difference output. Yes. Electronic components shown on figure 1 are A. Resistor, indicator, transistor. I2. Resistor, capacitor, ordinary diode. I3, resistor, capacitor, transistor. IV, resistor, transistor, Zener diode. What do you think is the best answer? The best answer is this one, I3, resistor, capacitor, and transistor. Let's continue by D. Which of the electronic component below is the semiconductor device? Semiconductor device is a device that lies a property between insulator and the conductor. How do you think? The best answer is this one, ordinary diode. Ordinary diode is a semiconductor device that allows current to flow only in one direction. Question 3. Complete the following statement using correct terms from the alternatives. A. Which of the following is fixed point around which a level rotates or pivot? I. Effort. I2. Load. I3. Fractal. IV. Puri. What do you think is the best? The best is this one, fractal, because it's the pivot point of a level. B. Mechanical advantage of simple machine is. The correct answer is I2, rod over effort. As we know, and unit in senior 1, simple machine, mechanical advantage of simple machine is equal to the load over effort. C. The velocity ratio of simple machine is the ratio of distance traveled by the dash dash to the distance traveled by the dash dash in a simple machine. What do you think? What is the best answer we put there? The best answer to put there is this one, I2, effort and load. Velocity ratio of simple machine is the ratio of distance traveled by the effort to the distance traveled by load in a simple machine. Or velocity ratio is equal to the distance moved by effort over distance moved by load. D. All vehicle move with help of simple machine. Correct? We have wheel and axle, we have inclined plane, we have wedge and screw. What do you think is the best? The best is this one, I, wheel and axle, because vehicle moves using wheels attached to axle. Question 4. State whether each of the following statement is true or false. A. The pressure exerted by a static liquid increases linearly with increasing depth. Is it correct or false? This statement is true because liquid pressure increases with depth. B. Ice float on water because ice has less denser than water. Is it true or false? This statement is true because ice has less denser than water. That is why ice float on the water. C. A force acting on a larger surface area of an object exerts a larger pressure. What do you think? Is it true or false? This statement is false because as you study a Pascal principle, uh, Pressure is equal to force over area. Means that a larger force ready to larger pressure and the larger area ready to smaller pressure, because pressure and the area pressure is inversely proportional to the area. D. Relative density of a substance is the ratio of density of water to the density of substance. This statement, is it true or false? This statement is false, because the relative density is equal to the density of substance over density of water, not the ratio of density of water to the density of substance. Let's continue by question 5. State whether each of the following statement is true or false. A. A car parked at the top of hill possesses potential energy. Is it true or false? This statement is true, because on the top of a hill it has a gravitational potential energy. B. A ball dropped from a height toward the earth's surface is an example of kinetic energy being converted into potential energy. Is it true or false? This statement is false, because a firing ball convert potential energy into kinetic energy, not convert kinetic energy into potential energy. C. Geothermal energy is heat produced by burning nature gas. Is it true or false? This statement is false, because geothermal energy comes from heat inside the earth, not from burning nature gas. Do you understand? Let's continue by question 6. Select the correct answer among a given alternatives. A. The figure 2 below shows electric field pattern between 2-point electric charge. We have A and B, which allow indicate the nature of electric charge A and B. The correct answer is this one, IV, negative and positive. A is negative because always electric field line moves it toward to the negative. You see that this arrow is moves to A. This one is moves to A. This is moves to A. This is moves to A. That is why this A is negative, because electric field line always moves toward to negative. And B is positive, because this allows moves away from B. This allows, you see that it is moves away from B. That is why B is positive, because the electric field line always moves from positive charge. B. The amount of force exerted on unity positive charge in an electric field is known as. What do you think is the best answer? The best answer is this one, I3, electric field intensity. Electric field intensity or electric field strength is the force per unity positive charge. Means that electric field intensity is equal to the force over charge. C. What is the magnitude of electric potential at distance d away from electric charge? The correct answer is this one, I1. Charge over 4 pi epsilon 0 times distance. Because magnitude of electric potential is equal to the work done over charge, or is equal to the potential energy over positive charge. Let's continue by question D. Which of the following is an application of electrostatics? The correct answer is this one, I3, painting spraying. Electrostatic charging help painting particles stick to the surface. Electric motor, electric generator, and electromagnet is the application of magnetism. Let's continue by question 7. Match the following physical quantity with their respective dimension formula. We have physical properties and dimension formula. Dimension formula, length represented by L, M represented by mass, T represented by time. Let's start by speed. Speed match to, what is the dimension of speed? Speed match to I3, I2. The formula of speed is equal to the mass, is equal to the distance over time. Distance, it have a unity of meter, and time, it have unity second. That is why you see dimension of speed is L, length, comes from a unit of distance meter over time. T represent time. Let's continue by B, density. What is the dimension of density? Density, it match to I3. The formula of density is equal to the mass over volume. Mass, the dimension term is M, and volume dimension is L, because volume is the unit is meter cube, means that volume is equal to length times length times length. That is why we have L cube. Yes. Let's continue by C, acceleration. What is the dimension of acceleration? The dimension of acceleration is this one, IV, L over T negative 2, or L T negative 2. L over T square, or L times T negative 2. Because acceleration is equal to the change in velocity over change in time. As the unit of acceleration is equal to meter per second square. Meter represents length, Second is about time. That is why we have dimension of arrow over t squared. What about the dimension of energy? The dimension of energy is this one, last one. I am arrow square over t square. For example, energy, we have potential energy and we have kinetic energy. Potential energy is equal to the mass times gravity times weight. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 over 2 mass times velocity squared. As the unit of energy is joule or kilogram times meter per second. You see, this is M is represent kilogram or mass. L square and it over t squared is about velocity squared. Kinetic energy is equal to 1 over 2 mass times velocity squared. Velocity, it have the unity of meter per second. Squared means that meter squared over second squared. That is why arrow is squared and t is squared. Let's continue by question 8. Differentiate between renewable and non-renewable energy source. Yes. See, A. Renewable energy sources are those that replenish themselves and are abundant in nature. But non-renewable energy sources are those that do not replenish themselves and have finite nature supply. Also, you can say that renewable energy sources are inexhaustible, that is to say, do not deplete in supply, while non-renewable energy sources are exhaustible and run out. About the question B, example for renewable source, we have wind energy, we have sun, solar energy, we have geothermal energy, biomass, and tide. Example for non-renewable energy source, we have coal, natural gas, oil, and petroleum. Let's continue by question 9. You are given a false statement. A cheetah is running at 90 km per hour east. B. A dog is walking at 5 km per hour. C. At time equal 1 second, a runner is moving at 4 meter per second west. D. At time of 5 seconds, a football is moving at 20 meter per second. A. Which of the above statement is an example of instantaneous velocity? And then justify your answer. What do you think is the instantaneous velocity? The best is this one, C. Is C, because instantaneous velocity is velocity at a specific instantaneous time. You see, we have time equal 1 second. And also it have direction, you see, west. And vary. The vary of velocity. For A, they don't have time, you have direction and vary. B, you don't have time and direction. We have vary only of velocity. Only we have time and we have not direct direction. That is why C is the best answer. Okay. Question 10. The following diagram represents electricity generation, transmission, and distribution. We have power plant generate electricity. This is transformer. Transformer increase voltage, increase higher voltage of these power plant generator electricity. Transmission line carry electricity long distance. This transformer, we say that it is step-up transformer. Here is the neighborhood transformer. This neighborhood transformer is a step-down transformer that reduces higher transmission of voltage to the lower voltage suitable for home. This is distribution line carry electricity to house. This is a transformer on pole. Yes. Question 8. Why is the efficiency of relay transformer less than 100 the percent? What do you think? The reason why the efficiency of Fourier transformer less than 100%, because some energy is lost as heat in the coil and the iron core. Yeah, and also power loss in the copper resistance and the current in the transformer core. Iron sterilizes loss of magnetic current and weakened magnetic field interacting with external objects. Yes. Let's see B. Explain why very thick electric wire are preferable to be used for long electric transmission than thin one. Okay, you see that a thinner is the electrical cable. The higher ends in its resistance means that when using electrical cable as a thinner, it have higher resistance. Then thicker, when we use electrical cable thicker, it have lower resistance. So I prefer to use thicker, smaller, long electrical cable to minimize loss of energy. We choose thick wire, we choose thick electrical cable because they have lower resistance, so less electrical energy to be lost as a heat. You understand the reason? Yes, let's continue. Okay. C. Identify the type of a transformer on pole shown above based on voltage level. Use step down transformer or step up transformer to answer this question. The best answer is this step down transformer, because step down transformer reduce the higher transmission voltage to the lower voltage suitable for home. Do you understand? It reduces higher transmission voltage to the lower voltage suitable for home. D. Why is electricity is very important at home? This is a very wonderful question. Electricity is used for lighting, cooking, heating, refrigeration, charging device, and operating electrical appliances. Let's continue by question 11. The brick shown in diagram 4 is being pushed by force on a smooth and horizontal table. We have a pushing force. This is table surface, and we have boxy. A. The pushing force does not make the brick move. Explain why. I. The brick does not move rightward. Here we pushing this box but do not move to this side. I2, the weight of a brick does not make it move downward. Why this box don't move here and downward? Downward. Explain. The reason why we don't push the box to the rightward, because pushing is this friction force. We have this friction force that oppose the motion of pushing force, and also the friction force and pushing force is equal. It is balanced by friction, and also the friction force is equal to the pushing force. That is why this box is not moving to the right one. If both friction force and external force are equal, then the box is at rest, moves at the constant velocity. You see here. Okay, the reason why the weight of a brick does not make it move downward. The reason we don't move downward because weight of a brick is braced by reaction force from the table. That is the reason. Let's continue by B. A difference pushing force does not make the brick slide across the table from rest. The graph below 5 shows the variation for resultant force acting on brick with it time t. We have force, we have time. I. Does the linear momentum pair of a brick increase or decrease with time or remain constant? We have a graph of force and time. Force exists against time. What do you think? Is it linear momentum increase or decrease? Explain your answer. First of all, linear momentum is equal to the mass times the velocity. And also, change in linear momentum is equal to the impulse. Impulse is equal to the force times the time. We are going to compare change in linear momentum and impulse, force times time. Okay. If the momentum is equal to the force times time as the impulse, means that force increase as the pressure increase because the pressure and force are proportion. Momentum is equal to the force times time. That is why momentum increase as the force increase. Momentum is directly proportional to the force. You see the reason? Okay. Force is constant, then momentum is proportional to the time. As time increase, as the momentum increase. Do you understand? You see that this force is constant, don't change, but time is increasing. That is why if the momentum is equal to force times the time, means that the time increase as the pressure increase. Sorry, this is a momentum. That is why the linear momentum increase as the time increase. Yes. Let's continue. I2. Write down on a thing that sliding brick will do to the unsmooth and horizontal surface of the table. Yes, the answer is it makes it slightly warm, hot, or it wears it away slightly damaged. It is surface by friction. Yes, 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 yes. Let's continue by question 12. A vehicle having rectilinear motion is moving with velocity of 10 meter per second and accelerate uniformly to the 15 meter per second over distance of 125 meter. Yes. As a data given, this velocity is the initial velocity. Accelerate uniformly. This is the velocity final. This is the final velocity. And this is a distance and asking to calculate acceleration. The formula we have formula containing final velocity, initial velocity, and acceleration with distance is equal to the velocity square equal to the initial velocity square plus acceleration plus 2 times acceleration times distance. And we have the initial final velocity is equal to the 15 and initial velocity is equal to the 10 plus 2 times acceleration times distance equal to 105. You see that we put this here and change the sign, and then you see this one and calculate. You see the acceleration is equal to 0.5. It means that the correct answer is this one, I3. B, what will be the time taken to cover this distance? Time taken, also you can use another formula. Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration times time. Yes, and then this initial velocity, you move to the another side and change the sign. You see that time is equal to final velocity times negative initial velocity over acceleration. We put final 15 negative initial 10 over acceleration, you see 0.5, and then you see that time is equal to the 10 second. Yes, means that the correct answer is this one, IV. Okay. Question 13. When electric current 4 ampere passes through certain resistor for 10 minutes, 2.88 times 10 power 4 joule of heat are produced. 1 kilowatt hour is energy consumed by a device of power 1 kilowatt in 1 hour. A. Convert electric energy equal to 2.88 times 10 power 4 joule to kilowatt hour. Yes. This question, the first you can know the proportion, no? Okay. The 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 megajoule. Do you understand? Means that if this is 3.6 megajoule is equal to 1 kilowatt hour, what about 2.88 times 10 power 4 joule? We can use 3 rows. You see that this one times this one over this one. This joule is simplified. Mega is equal to the times 10 power 6 as you see here, and then you see that you can get 8 times 10 power negative 3 kilowatt hour. Also, you can use a formula. Energy is equal to this energy in joule over 3.6 megajoule is equal to 0.88 times 10 power 4 over 3.6 times 10 power 6. Also, you can get 8 times 10 power negative 3 kilowatt hour. Yes, let's continue by calculate voltage across resistor. Voltage across resistor. We have current, we have time, and we have inner energy. The formula you can use to calculate voltage across resistor, we have current, we have energy, and we have time. This time in 10 minutes, first you can change into second. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. That is why we can take 10 times 60 seconds. You can get 600 seconds. Yes. Asket is the voltage. We have a formula of power is equal to voltage times current, and also we have power is equal to energy over time. Means that you can balance this question. This first power is equal to the second power. Means that voltage times current is equal to the energy over time. And then to search this velocity is equal to the energy over current times time. And then voltage is equal to energy is equal to 2.88 times 10 power 4 over current is equal to 4 and the time is equal to 600. You can get voltage is equal to 12 volt. Question 14. Show an alternative current circuit comprising pure capacitor and AC generator connector in series. You see this one and formula. If a frequency of F of electromotive force AC generator is increasing, what will be the effect on A. Impedance of electric circuit? Justify your answer. Let's see the correction. Yes. A. Impedance will decrease if the frequency increase. Because, okay, the capacitance, this is capacitance reactance, is inversely proportional to the frequency of electromotive force of alternative current generator. Do you understand? Is proportion. If this is increasing, this one impedance is what is increasing. If this is decreasing, this one is increasing. Yes. B. RMS electric current flowing through this electric circuit. Justify your answer. What will be the effect on RMS electric current flowing through this electric circuit? Justify your answer. Yes, RMS of electric current will increase if the frequency increase, because this is directly proportional to the frequency. Is directly proportional to the frequency. That is why if the frequency increase and also the RMS increase, this increase as if increase. If this decrease and it is if is decrease. Okay. Question 15. What would be happen to the Earth without hydrosphere? Limit your answer to the 10 lines maximum. Yes, let's see. Hydrosphere is the total quantity of water on a planet. It includes water on a planet's surface, seas, rivers, lakes, and underground, and in the atmosphere. means in a water vapor. The hydrosphere in a planet might be liquid, vapor, or ice. Water is the most important part of living things. That is the first point on the reason why we need hydrosphere in our living, in our daily lives. Okay. Cell would not be able to carry out normal function, and life cannot exist without water. This why we need hydrosphere. Also, hydrosphere provides a place for many plants and the animals to live in the water. Yes. Without hydrosphere, fish, crocodile, hippopotamus, etc. should not found where to live. That is another point. Second, without the hydrosphere, there would be no water to evaporate, and so no cloud or rain could do form. Means that there is no rain. Okay, another point. Without water, climate may not be regulated. Okay, without ocean and land hydrosphere, there will be no wind. Okay, with no water supply, all vegetation and animals would soon die out. Yes, and so on. Okay. This is the end of section A. Let's continue by section B. Attempt any 3 questions. When light passed through a lens, it refracted at both faces of lens. Copy the diagram into your answerable crate and complete path of light ray through the section of lens, including the normal line at both faces. Okay. We have this ray is the incident ray. Okay. The first, there is the formation of normal. Form 90 degree. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Yes. Formation of normal. Yes, for it is right angle 90 degree. And then the ray bend into this surface and then stick on the another or second face or second side, and also formulate the second normal, and then angle of form away from normal. Emergent ray of light bends away from normal. This is a refraction on this surface, you see. Okay. Let's continue. Draw a ray diagram to show formation of virtual image in converging grains. The formation of a virtual image on converging grains only formation of a virtual image. We see virtual image only if the object is located on focal point. And also, you see, we have 3 rules. We can use the first rule. Object, the ray comes from object and they stick on the lens after refract to the focal point. And then, the rays pass to the lens and back to the same path. And where the ray, this ray reflected is meet is where image formed. Okay. Continue to the next. A converging grains focal length, we have 24 centimeter. The diverging, we have focal length of negative 10 centimeter are placed in contact. Calculate the power of converging grains, power of diverging grains, and power of combination of these grains. Power of converging grains or power of length. The formula of power of length is equal to the 1 over focal length. means that power of converging rings is equal to the 1 over focal for converging rings. And also power of diverging rings is equal to the 1 over focal length of diverging rings. And also power of combination for these rings means that is a combination of power of converging rings and power of diverging rings. Means that power of combination of rings is equal to the power of converging rings plus power of diverging rings. See step by step here. This is power of converging rings. 1 over 25 is equal to the 4 diopter. Yes. And also the power of diverging rings, you see, is equal to 1 over negative 0.10, is equal to the negative 10 diopter. Okay. And also the power combination of rings is equal to power total P1 plus P2. 4 diopter negative 10 diopter is equal to negative 6 diopter. Okay. The system formed by this combination rings is diverging because they have negative sign. Yes. Continue to the question 17. You are provided with the following component of electric circuit in memory: connecting wire, 1 ammeter, 1 voltmeter, 1 resistor, 1 resistor, 2 dry cell, and 1 switch plug. Design laboratory experiment to verify Ohm's law. In your design, you should consider the following step. A. Draw electric circuit diagram show arrangement given laboratory material. And also state procedure to be followed and the measure to be taken. C. Analyze data collected during measurements. D. State at least 2 surface location to be taken during the experiment. Okay. Let's see. First is the resistor. Resistor is put in a resistance. This is to voltage or potential difference. Okay. This is the switch or plug. This is the voltage potential difference. Okay. It is put in parallel connection with resistance. This is ammeter. Ammeter we put in a series. This is 2 dry cell. Dry cell or source of energy 2. Resistor, ammeter, switch, and voltage. This is a connected wire. Procedures to be followed and the measurement to be taken. First, connect circuit connected as per circuit diagram. Second, adjust the resistor so defined amount of current flows in circuit. Third, record this value of current using ammeter. Fourth, read and record potential difference developed from a voltmeter as current flows through unknown resistance. Okay, adjust again procedure to different value of current and corresponding value are notated down. Next, as the last one, procedure is repeated for at least 6 current reading and for voltage also tabulate reading of. Okay, see, plot a graph of potential difference against current. The graph is a straight line, hence potential difference directly proportional to the current. The slope based fit line is found out. The slope gives resistance of resistor. As you see, the Ohm's law formula is equal to the voltage. Current is equal to the voltage over the resistance. Anyone caution? All connection must be verified. Record current at regular integral voltage open circuit when recording reading. While changing the voltage, the resistor must be moved in one direction only. Avoid parallax error when reading voltmeter, ammeter. don't pass larger current through resistance. While measuring voltage and current, the needle of metals should not move out the scale. Let's continue to the question 18. We have ideogases in the hypothetical gas whose molecular occupy negligible space and have no interaction, which consequently obeys the gas law exactly. A draw graph that illustrates Poiseuille's law of ideogas. Okay. Poiseuille's law stated that the pressure is proportional to the volume, is directly proportional to the volume, is inversely proportional to the volume at constant temperature. Okay. As a candidate, you see this is the graph of pressure versus volume. You see, as the pressure increase and also volume increase. As a pressure increase, 1/2 volume also increase. You see the graph. Okay. Let's continue. A ball has a volume of 2,500 milliliter of helium on day when the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. I convert this one into liter. The first to convert this one to liter and then convert degrees Celsius into Kelvin. To convert degrees Celsius into Kelvin, you can take those degrees Celsius and add to 2023 Kelvin. And the next, okay, let's see. This one in milliliter is converted to 2.5 liter. This one 30 in degrees Celsius, it convert to 303 Kelvin. Okay. If temperature at night falls 283 Kelvin, what would be the volume of a barrel if the pressure remains constant? If the pressure remains constant, what is the volume? Means that we have this the first volume and the first temperature. This is the second temperature, and we ask it the next or second volume. Means that V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. That is why this V2 is equal to the V1 times T2 over T1. You see, okay. Also revise the gas laws. We have Perez, Charles, Rusak. See pure helium gas is containing in a liquid-proof cylinder containing movable pistol. The initial volume, pressure, temperature of gas are 50 liter, 2 meter, and this one 310 Kelvin, respectively. If volume is decreased to 12 liter, pressure increased to 3.5 atmosphere from the temperature. This is V1, T1, P1, T1. This is decreased. This is V2. This P is P2 found T2. This is we use ideogas. Ideogas formula is equal to P1 times V1 over T1 is equal to P2 times V2 over T2, and then we search this T2 is equal to this one P2 times V2 times T1 over P1 times V1. You see, we get this temperature. Let's see the last one. A sample of gas is a radiated container, has a pressure of 1.40 atmosphere. Its temperature is increased to 312.5 Kelvin and the pressure is measured to be 2.38 atmosphere. What was the initial temperature before heating? This one is P1 and this one is T1. Here is P2 and you ask to calculate initial temperature. You see P1 over T1 is equal P2 over T2, and then I will ask to search this initial one, meaning that is equal to initial pressure times final temperature over initial pressure, final pressure. You see, you get this temperature. Let's continue today. Question 18. Archimedes posted that the body immersed in fluid experience an upthrust buoyant force. This is fundamental to the equilibrium body floating in motionless water. A. Consider mass rest ball filled with 10 power negative 3 meter cube or 1000 centimeter cube of water is a container of water as shown. The density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube, and acceleration due to gravity is equal to g is equal 9.81 meter per second square. This is the figure. What is the volume of water displaced by ball? Volume of water displaced by ball is this one, 1000 centimeter cube. Okay. To show the weight of water displaced of container is 9.81 Newton. Let's see step by step. Okay. Volume displaced is equal to 1000 centimeter cube or 0.001 meter cube. Okay. Weight of displaced of water or buoyant force is equal to the density times volume times gravity. Density we have 1000. Density of water is 1000 times this is a g or gravity, acceleration due to gravity 9.81 times this is a volume 0.001 water displaced volume. You get that weight displaced water is equal to 9.81 Newton as the buoyant force. Okay. Okay, what is the buoyant force acting on board? The buoyant force, you see that you get 9.81. Principle for Archimedes stated that upward buoyant force exerted on body submerged in fluid, whether whole or part, is equal to the weight of fluid that the body displaced. Okay. Let's see B. Assume the ball is placed by 0.5 kilogram piece of wood that has exactly the same volume. Okay. As shown in figure. One piece of wood when it was submerged in water. This is a piece of wood just when was released. Okay. What is the buoyant force acting on piece of wood just after it was released? What is the weight of piece of wood in the air? Just after releasing a piece of wood, will the piece of wood float, partially immersed in water, float completely submerged just below the surface of water, or sink? Explain your answer. Okay. A buoyant force acting on the piece of wood also is equal to 9.81 because the volume is not changed, density is not changed, and also the gravity are constant. To weight of a piece of wood in the air is equal to the mass times gravity. Mass of wood is equal to 0.5 times 9.81. This is the answer. 3. The piece of wood will float partially immersed in water because the buoyant force is greater than its weight according to law of flotation. Okay. Let's see question 20. Thermal expansion is tendency of a metal to change in shape, volume, and area in response to the change in temperature. The rise in the temperature of a substance depends on the amount of heat transferred to it, its inertia, and its mass. Identify the general mode of heat transmission in solid and general mode of heat transmission in liquid. Okay, general mode of heat transfer in a solid is called condension. Condension. The general mode of heat transfer in a liquid is called convection. Yes. B. Differentiate heat and temperature. Okay, let's see the difference between heat and temperature. The first heat of an object is amount of energy in an object measuring the total quantity energy and potential energy contained by all molecules inside at that object. Temperature is a measure of thermal energy or average of heat molecules in the substance. Heat travels from hot object to cold. Temperature rises when heated and falls when cooled. Ability to do work, heat, yes, but temperature, no. Joule accept or also calories, but the unit of temperature is Kelvin. Also accept degree, the degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, and so on. Measuring device, you can measure heat by using calorimeter, but we measure temperature by using thermometer. Okay. The temperature of iron block 20 centimeter long, 10 centimeter wide, and 5 centimeter higher is raised from 10 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. The coefficient line expansion is equal to this. Find the physical quantity below. I. Initial volume of the iron block. I. Do coefficient of volume expansion of iron block. I. The change in volume of this iron block. I. For fine volume of formation iron block. Let's see answer. Initial volume is equal to length times width times height. This is the answer. Coefficients of volume expansion is equal to this one, and the change in volume is equal to this one. You see, final volume is equal to this one. The initial volume plus the change in volume. Okay. The candidate may calculate final temperature of volume using this formula. Then increase volume is using this formula. Okay. Let us see the last question, section C, compulsory question. In experiment to investigate the relationship between force of an object and acceleration it experiences, a runner used the following experiment setup shown. A cat masses, final position of cat, pulley, start point, end point, and mass. Okay. This is you have force and you have acceleration. A. Identify measuring instrument to measure the following physical. Mass is measured by what? Distance is measured by what? And B. Provide the formula used to determine acceleration. Okay. Okay. Mass is measured by balance. Distance is measured by metal ruler or tape measure or rulers. Okay. The formula used to calculate that acceleration of cat is equal to 1 over 2 acceleration times time squared. Or you can use the initial distance is equal to initial velocity times time plus 1 over 2 acceleration times time squared, but initial velocity is equal to 0. Okay. For me, yes, this is clear. C. Plot the graph for force applied to the body against acceleration. Okay, let's see. The first, label axle to uniform scale, 6 well plotted point and best fit state line. This is the best point you can necessarily do the best. Labeled axle, uniform axle, well plotted point, and best fit straight line. You see here is force and we have acceleration. This is the line. This is the straight line. This is the graph of force against acceleration. You see. You see, the first in graph, you can put the equal interval, base straight line, uniform scale, well plotted forward, and elaborate scale. Okay. Let's see the last. What does your graph tell you about the relationship between acceleration and force and determine slope of graph? Okay. The proportional reason graph in a straight line with a positive slope, or when force increase, acceleration also increase uniformly. The slope changing force over changing acceleration, you see the slope we see 0.5 kilogram. Okay. The last on the three run of this experiment, Rana found that the graph did not go through all plotted points. Suggest one reason for this, because this is due to parallax error reaction time. You may accept also random error and predictable change during experiment. Don't accept error or systematic error. Thank you so much, my colleagues, my friends, for this lesson today. Uh, how was the lesson? How was the lesson? What is the question you don't understand? Please type in comment. If you want another national examination, please type. And thank you so much for your contribution, for subscription, for comment, for like. Thank you so much, and continue to share this video to the candidate you know. And also let's tell you that bon chance, good luck in your national examination. Thank you so much.